Now I'd like to turn to practical implementation and look at how hazardous medicinal products are prepared and issued in practice. So could you just walk us through the process of receiving a prescription, preparing and issuing the injection?
First of all, we get the prescription on an electronic way. From the moment the supervisor prescribes it or he validates the prescription, we get it on our computer in the pharmacy. Then we print the prescription together with the label, so we don't make errors with the transduction of the prescription to the label. Then everything that has to be used in the preparation is put together, so only one preparation at a time. We give it to our people that work in clean rooms in this biosafety cabinets, and they prepare it with the closed system transfer device. After preparation, it comes out of the unit. It's already packed in a sealed bag. So then a pharmacist will do a final control. So he will check if everything is prepared in the right way with the right products, the right doses made. And we put also a label with a yellow hand, which is a warning sign that it's an hazardous drug. In this case, also all labels of these preparations are in yellow. They are not white labels, but they are all yellow. So it also indicates that this is a hazardous drug. All the other preparations in our pharmacy get white labels, or for the or some of them red labels, but for the hazardous drugs, it's always yellow. Then it's delivered to the ward or we do it with a pneumatic tube system for our daycare hospitals and some other wards that are on a long distance of the pharmacy. For the other ones, it goes with a transport tour in closed boxes, which are also leak-proof. So as I already told, the infusion is also packed in a leak-proof bag. And it also contains a barcode, the label. So when we release it in the pharmacy or when it's given to the patient, everything is scanned so we can follow the whole trajectory of this preparation throughout its from the prescription to its given to the patient. And we also have some procedures for cleaning after we prepared all these things in our cabinets, and also what to do in case of a spill.
Could I just check? Did you say that compounded products are packed in a sealed bag before it is sent to a ward?
Yes. We make the preparation, and it's the same for like injections, but also if we have to make tablets or syrups with hazardous drugs. So we pack it like in a fusion bag or maybe in a box, even its capsules. And this one is put in an over package, which is a plastic bag, and that's sealed. So if something should happen during transport, like for instance a bag that breaks, then the content, so the fluid that comes out of the bag, stays in the outer package, so nothing comes out, and we avoid spillage throughout the transport system.
That's very helpful. And now could I ask you both to give us a few tips for success, a few key points that you'd like to emphasize?
It's not so easy, but I will give a few. Let us focus on the pharmacy and compounding and preparation, a little bit on the nursing side too, because the most risks are at nursing side. I would give the following tips. I would always say never disconnect a system. Dus if you work with a system with a needle, with a vial or with an infusion bag in compounding preparation, or when you have to give an infusion at nursing, never disconnect any system where drugs have been in. So leave it as it is. And that means also indirect that you have to use a closed system drug transfer device for compounding preparation and for administration, but also in the end, when it's disconnected, the infusion set, or whatever, even if it's flushed by saline, if you disconnect it from the patient, then you have the waste issue. And when you can that handle closed, then there is also less risk for the waste management people and for the cleaning staff. So you can control the whole chain. That's what I think. Never disconnect and use a CSTD. That's really, really important. The second thing I would say is probably that training and education. It makes people continuously aware of the potential risk of being exposed and learn from each other, meet each other in your own profession and learn from hospital to another hospital how people do things. That can be within a country, that can be within Europe. So there are several very good practices where people can learn from by meeting each other, by training, education, and going to conferences.
Yes, there are some small things where you can look at, like for instance, if you can choose between ampoules and vials for your product, don't choose ampoules because you have some possibility to cut yourself or to have glass particles in your preparation. Also, for the vials themselves, choose for sleeved vials. So if something drops and the vial breaks, the product will stay contained into the sleeve and it won't spread that much as when you don't have sleeved vials. Also for the syringes, use Leuven lock syringes instead of Leuven syringes. Then your CSTD, or if you have to use needles, is locked tight to your syringe, so that's much better. Also, when you have to prepare an infusion bag with a hazardous drug, first spike the bag and fill the line with your saline or glucose, and then after that you add the drug into the bag. So when the nurse has to connect it to the patient and she spills some drops, at the moment she wants to connect the infusion line, it's not containing hazardous drugs. So you avoid spreading contamination on the ward. If you end your preparation, all the material, we put it together in a plastic bag, and this plastic bag we close, and then we put it in the hazardous waste bin. So we avoid having some aerosols or other contamination in the environment, because these bins are open for all the day. And we also use a lot of alcohol, especially with our sterile preparations, and this could just evaporate in the environment. So that's why we contain everything first in a plastic bag and then we put it in the bin.